box components. Box lid, box interior, rule book, words, table, double layer board, back of the board, score pad, cat cards, player board, player board, player board, player board, player board, other cards, more cards, observation cards, dual-sided, insert, pieces, box bottom, bottom of box bottom, components. Alright, time for a super quick, super brief how to play for Cat in the Box trick-taking game. We are going to be set up for a 2-player game. Each person gets 10 cards. Each person has a little player board with one of their chips on each spot. Let's scoot that up. So there, the board has observation tokens on 6. These are the white-backed ones in 1 through 5. I have 3 tokens here of another player's color because after each person gets 10, you'll have 5 cards left. You reveal 3, 4, 4, and 3. You will then start in the green, do a 4. If green is filled, you go to yellow, and then 3. So those are now off limits. So, start player card. Goes to the last person to observe a cat. We are going to go to this person right down here in the little picture-in-picture. This is the hand that I will be playing as the active player. So you're going to look at your 10 cards. You are going to discard a card. So I'll discard that one. There, you're going to randomly discard that. These can go away because these no longer matter. Alright. Now you are going to choose a card from your hand and you are going to play it out to a color. So I'm going to play, say, 4 yellow. I'll then take my token. Oh, can't because I didn't even look over there. 3 yellow. I will put my token on 3 yellow, which means no one else for this round can play a 3 yellow. Now they will play a card, hopefully yellow. If they choose not to play a yellow, they can play any color, but then they take their token off of yellow and they can no longer play yellow this round for they're saying they have no yellow cards. Red is always trump suit. You cannot lead with red until red is broken or you have absolutely no choice. If at some point someone cannot play a card because the number has already been observed, we enter a paradox, turn ends immediately. Or round ends immediately. At the end of a round, you get a point per trick. Unless you cause the paradox. If you get a paradox, you get -1 point per trick. In a 2-player game, if you have 4 or less tricks, you will also score for your largest group of tokens on this board. So if it was like that, and I only won 4 tricks, I'd get 4 points for the tricks, 5, 6, 7, 8. You do this, so everyone has a turn at being a start player, so 2 rounds in a 2-player game, or high score at the end of that is the winner. So again, that is your quick how to play for Cat in the Box.
Hello all, and welcome to Merry Married Meeples. I'm the bride.
Drew.
You know the drill. So we are going to be giving a review of the Cat in the Box board game. Obviously.
So this is from Bezier Games and Hobby Japan. Bezier Games brought it over. It was originally a Hobby Japan game. You've already seen what's in the box. You've already kind of seen roughly how to play. And if you follow our channel, you have seen us play this here game. So we will give our final thoughts on it. We are going to, if you've seen any of my personal solo reviews, we're going to start adopting that format, which is get all that crap, get all the negative stuff out of the way first. So I'm going to give my negatives. She will give her negatives, and then I will do positives, and she'll do positives. Sound good? It doesn't matter if you answered yes or no. We can't hear you. That's not how video works. Anyways, so my negatives. So, first off, as cool as the insert of this game is, with all the shenanigans and all the cool stuff, my chubby little fingers have a hard time getting these out and then putting them back in. That was pretty cool. As you see, like, they just barely fit. I know it's a small negative. 2.
Hey, it could be a big negative though, if you know.
2. The paradox when it happens in a 2-player game tends to be a little punishing for my liking. In a 2-player game, seeing as you only play 2 rounds, if one person gets hit with a paradox, it's almost over. I mean, you have to try and make sure the other person gets a paradox. I know that adds an element of strategy to the game, but it just feels like it's awfully punishing on that person.
It is. It
So.
really is. Coming from a person who paradoxed like almost every game, it was negative points all the time for me. So.
Which is a good segue into, those are basically my negative points. And now we'll get into your plethora of negativity.
I don't have a plethora of negative. I think my big negative I have on that, and that's just because of me, is I'm used to, when I play trick-taking games, I'm used to taking the tricks. And if you take the tricks, if you and like you said, you get paradoxed, or the other player has less than 4, you get penalized for taking those tricks. And I know even when I tried not to take the tricks, I was still taking the tricks. And it just, like I said, for me, that was my big thing that I didn't like about it, is because of the taking the tricks. I was always good at taking tricks, and always got me.
So that's about it for your negatives?
Yeah, pretty much.
Alright, so let's get into some positives then. So, as I said, the insert is, outside of that one little flaw, the insert is nice. Everything fits in nice. Cards, I thought they were really good quality.
Mm-hmm.
Score pads, nice. The acrylic tokens are beautiful, and they're different shapes and have different symbols on them for colorblind friendly. One thing that this game really did, and I really wish, as a couple who mainly plays games 2 players, want more companies to do, is it says 2 to 5 players, but then right next to it, it says special rules for 2 players. There's numerous times we've bought a game because it says 2 players. We're like, cool, we'll play this, and then the 2-player rules were like, really? That you're modifying the game that much for 2 players? So just putting that little thing on it would make us go, wait, let's see what these modified rules are. It's that little attention to detail that I really wish more games would do. Kind of spinning off of one of her negatives, with her not liking to take or always want to take the tricks, that is actually what I like about this game, is there's 2 different ways of trying to do the victory. You could go heavy and really try and win all the tricks and hope you don't get the paradox, or you can do what I like to do and play the area majority control game of tanking all but like 3 to 4 tricks, but making sure you're playing the cards out right so you can get that big area control and get those extra points. So it really is like that dual method of playing, so it's not your straightforward trick-taking game. And then, hang on, I have notes. Insert that was about it. But it adds that nice twist on trick-taking, where, like I said, it's not just I play a card, you play a card.
See, I like that. But I also am a big fan of card games. Euchre, rummy, spades, things like that. So that, to me, that's a big plus, is being able to play this and doing the card games. So it's kind of a mix. It mixes the card games with what you like.
A board game mechanism, in essence.
Yeah.
Um,
So
That, I mean, it is a two-player trick-taking game. So you like trick-taking games, but it's hard to make that good at 2 players. There's
Yeah.
a few of them out there. We've played Gorus Maximus. That's a 2-player trick-taking game that had a good take on it. And Jekyll versus Hyde is a 2-player only trick-taking game. But, like, that's all of them that readily come to mind.
and that one's tricky too.
Yeah, and that one's another one where only if you're playing one of the 2 sides do you want to take all the tricks. But yes, we've gone off kilter. Let's get back to the game that we're actually talking about, Cat in the Box. So like I said, that whole ability for you to play a trick-taking game without typically having to be 3, 4 players.
Or having a dummy player.
Yeah, that dummy. I hate dummies. Sometimes 3 players is a dummy player. Anyways, so long and short of it for me is I thought it was a neat game. It blends the 2 mechanisms good. I personally just don't see replayability for me. This game could peter out for me quick if we played it constantly. But it's one that I could see being in like a monthly rotation, or if you get that itch for trick-taking games and we can't get someone to play with us, we'll pull it out. But I can't see this being, oh, we're going to play this 4 out of 7 days or something.
Every day.
So, but that's my final thoughts. What's yours? What?
What is mine?
What is yours?
Oh, well. I do like the game. And I enjoy playing it. Except at the end. Which is when I usually will lose because I keep taking the tricks. But I like that, taking the tricks. And it's very easy to take the tricks, I guess.
Yeah, and the 2-player, it was pretty easy because...
Yeah. Because you didn't have a whole lot to choose from.
Basically 1 through 5 times, so you weren't worried about any of the higher numbers. Like, you could look at your hand and have a rough idea. I mean, there's, 5 cards that you definitely don't know? Well, no, you know your opponent's hand. But, like, there's 5 cards, in essence, that get discarded out of the game, so you don't have all 25.
Yes.
But, yeah.
So it's a very enjoyable game.
Yeah. So, I mean, if you're looking for that trick-taking game to play with maybe a board gamer in your life who likes the area control, then this would be a nice bridge to them. If you're a board gamer who has someone who likes to play cards, a good bridge one for them.
So it merges very nicely together.
So that is our thoughts on Cat in the Box. But now here's a question. If we don't see you like our video, does it really happen? Do you understand? That's the whole thing about the Cat in the Box. Being alive or dead because you can't see it. So if we don't see them like the video, well, we know that they liked the video.
Schrodinger's cat?
Yeah, so what is that?
Oh.
Makes you wonder.
Yes.
What else will make you wonder?